She brings both small hands up to scoop under the shaft she had been drawing on, her small digits tugging almost clumsily in her eagerness. The flared tip pressed and drawn over her young mouth before she kissed affectionately at it, raking her mouth wide against the silky head before she caught it, her tongue pressing firm and flat against it as she fully suckled on the head. Her body shifted, trying to walk herself on her knees closer to her father's lounged frame until she straddled his broad chest, her creamy thighs wide from his large frame. Her features flushing with desire, she makes issued wet sounds, her tongue flicking as it draws in a slow circle around the encased meat. Nanau Mahfouz hissed slightly, catching her little clit beneath his teeth as he'd given a firm, yearning tug, just enough that he knew it might be painful, but not too much so. The freed hand resting along her ass drew back, a firm, warning spank, resonating as the loud smack of flesh on tender flesh sounded clearly across the water. He'd grin a little to himself, his passionate circling fingers nestled completely within his toy's tight holes as he gave a stern little growl, playfully smiling before he'd speak. "Mm, mm. You better mount Daddy first, then you can finger fuck my ass to your heart's content, little girl." He'd grin, rolling his hips forward at that to fill her mouth with his drizzling, leaking cocks. Fingers slipped out of her slowly before he'd claim her ass with both hands, urging his little fuck toy by the hips down towards his meaty cocks. Slit, kissing up against the swollen, pulsing shaft, swinging against them to make them bounce and jerk against her holes until she catches them at each, her fluttering entrances pressing just enough to let his pierced tips prod and part her not even an inch. She whimpers, her little body bucking forward, arching down as she watches between her own thighs and down between his. "Yes, Daddy." She pants out softly before pressing her hips down, pausing to whimper as his thick meats painfully stretch her holes that had gone unused in his absence. Her gaze intently watched her own flushed pink baby cunt suckling in her father's huge tool. End chapter.